Happy Tuesday evening, Nets Nation. Brooklyn, stand up for the borough, baby. After a brutal first quarter, the Brooklyn Nets turned up the defense, got out in transition, and hit key shots when they mattered most, and won their second Summer League contest. Jalen Wilson and Jacob Gilyard lead the way to an impressive Summer League debut. And with that, we have technical difficulties, but welcome to a Tuesday evening, a feel-good Tuesday evening edition as the Brooklyn Nets win their second Summer League contest of the night as they beat the crosstown rival New York Knicks 92-85, and the Nets, our Brooklyn Nets, got to get the hat right, are now 2-1 as they go into the Thursday evening matchup against a stacked Orlando Magic Summer League roster for an opportunity to potentially play in the Summer League playoffs. And yes, we're going for the Summer League banner, baby. Brooklyn, stand up. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BK Nets Nation. And today is a feel-good edition because our Brooklyn Nets got their second Summer League victory. And let me tell you, it didn't feel that way. It didn't feel that way in the first half. It sure as heck didn't feel that way in the first quarter as the Brooklyn Nets were putrid. The Knicks completely outplayed them. The Knicks completely out-hustled the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets were 4 of 16 from the field, 2 of 11 from 3. They had 6 turnovers, which turned into 13 points. But second quarter, they had 2 or 3 good possessions. The Nets put together back-to-back shots, got it to 43-25, and then in the last 2 minutes and 55 seconds of the first half, the Brooklyn Nets went on a 14-0 run to close the gap with the Brooklyn Nets and to make the second half competitive. And let's just run it down real quick. The possessions, the level of defense, and the getting out in transition in that second quarter and during this run was so much fun to watch, with Jalen Wilson and Jacob Gilyard leading the way. Jalen Wilson was spectacular tonight. So it started down 43-25. Jalen Wilson hits a 27-foot three-point shot. Clowney comes back off a miss with a tip-in dunk. Clowney off a steal by Jalen Wilson, a running finger roll layup. Jalen Wilson with a running layup off a Jay Martin steal. And then Jalen Wilson with another putback layup off a Clowney missed free throw. And then Jay Martin hits 2 free throws to end the half. And the Nets were right back into it. The Nets were putrid in that first quarter with 8 turnovers. The Knicks had 13 turnovers. Nets 7 steals in the first half alone, and Nets had 8 second chance points. That second quarter, that last 3 minutes, once it got to 43-25 and Jalen Wilson hit that three-point shot, you're like, okay, let's see what they can do to at least, look, it's Summer League. I'm going to overreact because it's the Knicks for the borough, baby. Brooklyn, stand up. But the bottom line was this. No shot to be in this game in that first quarter. And slowly chipping away. Jalen's three-point shot, Clowney's tip and dunk, Clowney's running finger roll off another steal. The Knicks were sloppy today. The Knicks were sloppy with 20 turnovers in the game, and the Nets closed out the first half on a very good run. And the second half, they traded baskets. We went back and forth with the Knicks, and Nets ended up going up, I believe, by 6 in the final 2 minutes and just kind of never looked back. It got chippy in the third quarter. That third quarter was exciting. Both teams were competing at a very, very high level, and it was a lot of fun to watch. But to end the game, Jalen Wilson, 27 points, 8 of 16 from the field, 5 of 10 from 3, and was active all over the place. Tyrese Martin quietly had a spectacular game. He was everywhere. He was cleaning up off the board, 16 points. 6 of 7 shooting, and hit some big threes in that second half, going 3 of 4 for the Nets. And Jacob Gilyard, I mean, he was everywhere. His 7 steals, he was active on defense. He has amazing vision when it comes to passing the basketball. Hold on. He has amazing vision when passing the basketball. He had 13 points. He was 4 of 8 from 3. Shooting from the Summer League logo to end the third quarter. Jacob Gilliard with a spectacular game. Dariq Whitehead. I mean, let me see if I can find a tweet about Dariq Whitehead shooting. Because I didn't do the... hold on. Let me see if I can find it here. Just looking to see if I could find it real quick. His shooting, look, it's just off for him, right? To go over Dariq Whitehead, we'll go over our 3 sophomores real quick. Dariq Whitehead, it's not working out for him right now. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Dariq Whitehead is, today he was 0 of 10 from the field, 0 of 8 from 3, played 14 minutes. He's just, that's it. It's off. It's not there for him. It doesn't even look good. His shots don't even look solid. He was all over the place near the rim. Air balls, over the rim, over the backboard, hard off the glass going to the basket instead of having any sort of soft touch. So for Dariq Whitehead, this was not what Nets Nation was looking for. This is not probably what any Nets fan was looking for, and you can already see it on X, the overreactions. Oh, he's not ready. Oh, he's not an NBA player. Again, I just say pump the brakes. Dariq Whitehead has not played meaningful basketball pretty much since high school. We're not going to overreact so quickly for Dariq Whitehead, but it has been an ugly performance this summer. Probably, barring a miraculous turnaround in training camp, going to spend considerable time in Long Island with the G League before he comes up maybe for the second half of the season for the Nets, as he gets some real minutes, as Noah Clowney did early in the year, where he performed great in Long Island and came up and had that great stretch to end the season last year. For Dariq Whitehead, he is not going to be, and I thought maybe let him play it out, but it looks that bad. Tonight was awful. But it happens. He hasn't played meaningful basketball. He's still, as he said, trying to get his legs under him, trying to get the feel for basketball after last game. So I'm with it. I get it. Dariq, take your time. You're young. You're 19. We have time yet with this rebuilding Nets roster. Noah Clowney had himself another solid defensive performance. He is aggressive, but he needs to stop fouling. And I know Summer League players, they don't foul out, but if I can find it here, he had 7 personal fouls, most of them in the first 3 quarters. He needs to calm down on the aggressiveness. We're going to want and or need him to be in the game next to Claxton, playing meaningful minutes for this roster. So it's going to be important that he gets that under control. But 5 of 13 from the field, playing 25 minutes. Only 2 rebounds. 4 rebounds total. 7 fouls, 12 points. Not a bad, but he really does. When he's locked in defensively, he changes so much down near the basket for the Brooklyn Nets during this Summer League run. And he has been outstanding. Tyrese Martin. Sorry, just pulling up my notes here. See if I can find his... All around the basket, 2 underneath the basket. He shot 3 threes. He hit big shots. He hit big shots for us, a big 3 to kind of seal the game for us late in the fourth. He has been spectacular for the Nets, at least this game. And then, I mean, Jalen Wilson. Jalen Wilson was spectacular. He put that team on his back in the second half, and he was amazing. Looking like someone who is going to make a real contribution to the Brooklyn Nets this season, or should be given the opportunity to, because let's face it, we know Summer League, a lot of these players will not play a minute in NBA action. I understand that, and I'm not saying that this is the same caliber of talent that he will be facing come October when the regular season starts, but you like what you're seeing. If for nothing else, him shooting the basketball, open looks, and finding the space on the floor to be open and hitting those shots. is going to be very important for the Nets this year. Just guys to hit shots. We don't know what we have in terms of shot creation. I'm not saying he's a bucket getter, can go get shots for himself, but he can shoot the basketball and he can score at a good level tonight. 27 points, 8 of 16 from the field, 5 of 10 from three, and really put the Nets offensively on his back. Was active defensively, was active in transition. He was the MVP of the game and by far our best player this summer league season thus far. 2 of the 3 games, he was the best player alongside what Noah Clowney has done, especially on the defensive end for Brooklyn. So overall, the Nets 2-1, and because the Nets won, we got to do it. We got to put on our victory hat. We're flying the victory hat formation here, Nets Nation. Floppy ear hat is back because we are 2-1 in Summer League, baby. Floppy ear hat is back because the Brooklyn Nets are 2-1 in Summer League, and we are flying. We are in victory hat formation, and more Nets hats on the way for our victory hat formation that we have going on. So Thursday night, the Brooklyn Nets will take on the Orlando Magic, and I'm going to see if I can pull up. I don't know if there are Summer League standings or what. We can fantasize about Summer League playoffs, right? Like how much fun would that be? How much fun would it be? Oh, all right. What? I'm assuming it's top 4. So right now, after today's game, woohoo, where are we? I lost us. Where are the Nets? So right now we're 2-1. So we're moving up to 10th. Right now, there are a total of 8 undefeated teams in Summer League. I believe everyone plays 4 games, right? So I believe that Thursday is the final game. So we'll have to see how things shake out. The bottom line is we lost a game, so it's a must-win if we want to get into the Summer League playoffs. But probably unlikely with there being 8 teams at 2-0. We'll check again Thursday to see if there's any shot. And Orlando is one of those 2-0 teams. So, but we can fantasize, right? Like, might have to jump on Thursday morning to be like, well, if the playoffs started today, kind of like what ESPN does with the NFL playoffs, where they have to lose and they have to lose by 12. But all in all, I mean, fun game, competitive game, hard-fought game. Really enjoyed this one. This felt like real basketball, not like the game versus the Clippers. And even the game versus the Pacers didn't have this level of intensity. So is it safe to say that the Nets won the Mikal Bridges trade? Can we overreact to that level because the Nets beat the Knicks in Summer League basketball? The Nets won the Mikal Bridges trade. Why not? Let's overreact. It was a good win. It's a good Tuesday evening when the Knicks can beat the Nets. It's going to be a good time anytime the Nets can get a victory. But for tonight, Nets won the Mikal Bridges trade because the Summer League team beat the other Summer League team. Yes, I sound foolish, but I'm in a good mood because the Brooklyn Nets are 2-1 in Summer League, and that makes me very happy. Again, my name is Mike Hosier. This is BK Nets Nation. If you like what you're seeing here, consider hitting that subscribe button and clicking that bell so you get all the notifications. Tonight, we are live on both YouTube and X. We have a lot of content coming out. Working on it, been in the lab. To quote Dr. Dre, been in the lab with a pen and a pad, trying to get this content up. Putting in a lot of work here to make BK Nets Nation a reality. It's been enjoyable thus far, especially when you have nights like this where the Nets get a nice win over the rival New York Knicks. Really like what I'm seeing. Really excited for what training camp's going to be to get Jordy Fernandez into the gym consistently, for everyone to kind of get their hands on these young guys and to mix them in with the likes of Nick Claxton and Cam Thomas. I can see Clowney and Jalen Wilson fitting in beautifully. Tariq Whitehead, give him time. Let him go to Long Island. Let him get some G League experience just to get basketball back in his blood, just to get the feel for the ball and to play game. I mean, that's really all it's going to take. And there's time. There's no rush. He doesn't have to be the starting point guard this year or a player of any form of consequence for Brooklyn this year. Take your time. Get out there, go play. Get your legs under you, get some experience, get some reps, and then come up the second half of the season. Or if you're ready to go earlier, then so be it. There's small flashes of what he can do, getting himself open, getting to the basket. Just the touch and the feel for the ball in shooting is just not there. Quick little recap. Don't want to spend too long talking about a summer league game, but it's okay to overreact, baby. Brooklyn, baby. Brooklyn over Manhattan all day, every day. That's why we're in floppy hat mode today, because the Brooklyn Nets are 2-1. And that makes me excited. I can overreact. Now it's going to be fun Thursday night. Father, coach Juwan Howard versus his son, Jet Howard. Thursday night, 8 p.m. Nets Magic. Nets will need a win to have any shot to make it to the semifinals. But overall, good performance. Good night. Way too reliant on the three tonight. Oh, man. Like, they fell into stretches of this game where it was just 1-2 passes, 3-point shot, rebound, kick out. Guys were giving up wide open layups to kick it out for 3-point shots. This part of basketball still is mind-boggling. Jalen Wilson did this like twice. Phenomenal game. But if you have a layup or a dunk, you take it. You take the points, especially when you were down by that much when this was going on. You can't be down 18 giving up shots for your teammate to miss the three. Take the points where you can get it. Just that part of the game is so frustrating. They shot 15 of 46 from three. Now, I know that this team is going to want to shoot a lot of threes, as all teams do, but there has to be some level of diversity in your shot taking. They were very good out in transition. When the defense was turned up, they were getting steals. They were moving out quick. The pick and roll game wasn't really there. There were a few pick and rolls with Gilliard and Wilson, Gilliard and Clowney, some nice pocket passes, but just mix up the shots Thursday night. If the three is not falling, I understand you want to stick to it because that's what you want to work on, but get a little bit creative with your shots. You got to realize what's falling and what's not. You still want to try to keep up. Can't come back from a 21-point deficit all the time. You can't close a 43-25 gap and go on 14-0 runs all the time. So taking the shots that are there for you is important, and not making it harder by passing out of good shots for bad shots. And they're only bad shots because the Nets can't hit 3-point shots. 46 threes, they hit 15. Under 32%. It's not going to cut it. I know it's summer league, but still, we want to see something here. Brooklyn, we want to see something. Give us something. Let us see what you got, coaches. Come on, Steve Hetzel, draw something up. That's my take on the passing up of 2-point shots. Easy 2-point shots when you are down by a lot for 3-point shots that none of the Brooklyn Nets Summer League players besides Jalen Wilson seems to want to hit on a consistent basis. So it is what it is. This is the era of the NBA we plan, and I love it. Don't get me wrong. The space, the movement, guys finding themselves open on three. But if you're going to shoot 32% or under 32% from three, when you are struggling and you go 5 or 6 in a row and you're missing those 5 and 6 in a row, switch it up. Switch it up. Get to the basket. Draw some contact. Get to the free throw line. Today was a little bit better on the free throw line. 24 free throw attempts. Not bad compared to the game versus the Clippers, where I think they had like 11 or 12 total free throw shots. So they made it an effort to draw some contact and get to the free throw line, and shot 62%, but still 24 free throw shots in a summer league game. I will take that from our beloved Brooklyn Nets. So that about wraps it up here. We're about a little under 20 minutes in. I'm in victory hat formation tonight as the Nets. I don't know how many times I'm going to be able to do this. And I don't know what the site was. Just one more thing before I go. The Nets at the over-under of 19.5 wins. I hope it's under, but I have a feeling it might be a few over, depending on who's still on this roster come after the All-Star break. I said it in my first video in the free agency kickoff special, and I've said it several times. I think that the Nets are going to be patient in making these trades. Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson, Dennis Schroeder, I think they're looking for perceived value for their players. They're not just going to dump them for, 2 boxes of Girl Scout cookies and 2 second-round picks. I really, really believe that the Nets are trying to get value. So I can see a situation where a lot of these players are on the roster start of season. And I think that there could be some wins early on that will send Nets Nation into a panic when the Nets start the season off 4-6, 5-8, 5-10, where it's, oh my God, we're winning too many games. I don't expect it to last. I can see it being a situation where, hey, we're going to go out there and we're going to try to compete. We're going to let Cam Johnson and Dorian Finney-Smith, those two in particular, get their shine, build up their value so that when injuries and something happens, the Nets will be there to strike for a team that might have to overpay to get a player in on a contending team. Can totally see that happening. The one player that scares me for the tank is a fully healthy Ben Simmons, motivated on an expiring contract, who's probably making his last, 8-figure money in his career, right? So that part, that scares me regarding Ben Simmons being on the roster. But again, I think that's a situation where if that's the case, there could be a trade, but that's a buyout candidate to me. You don't even have to take any money off, just waive him. In fact, just release him, especially because I know we've seen this before from him, right? The Instagram posts, the X posts of him working out, him feeling good. Sean Marks talking about he seems fully healthy and motivated to play. Nobody wants that. Yes. Do I want him healthy? Of course. Do I want him playing well? Of course. Just not on Brooklyn. Just not this year. Just not when we have control of our 2025 first-round pick. I'm totally with the tank. Yay, tank for the borough, baby. Hashtag capture the flag is everyone. That seems to be the hashtag for Cooper flag is capture the flag. So what's coming up for us here on BK Nets Nation before I sign off and get ready to go to my next podcasting adventure tonight is Team USA, Team Canada getting ready for the Paris Summer Olympics. We will be covering both Team USA because, well, America and also Canada, as Jordi Fernandez is the head coach. So anytime any Brooklyn Nets coach or player is somewhere, BK Nets Nation will be there. We will have live either pre and post game or definitely post game coverage of all Canada and USA Olympic basketball. And there are some great episodes coming out as we start to look back on the 2023-2024 net season before we start looking ahead to what the 24-25 season will be for the Brooklyn Nets in this new iteration, new era of Brooklyn Nets basketball. So once again, Mike Hosier, I hope you enjoyed this For the Borough live reaction as the Nets beat the New York Knicks 92-85. They are 2-1 in Summer League. Thursday night, we'll be here post-game with all the reaction for a potentially 3-1 Brooklyn Nets team to see maybe if things work our way, Summer League playoffs, let's go get it. You can find me all across all forms of social media at mhosierbk. And once again, Brooklyn Nets basketball is just too sweet.